If you were told with absolute certainty that a single major event in history was caused by a time traveler and asked to guess which one, what would you say?
The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. IRC, their first attempts failed, and then a series of coincidences ended with him in a stalled car right next to one of the assassins in a spot where he wasn't planning to go.
In 1768, a minister heavily insisted to the French King Louis XV to buy Corsica from Italy. The very next year, Napoleon was born in Corsica. Napoleon could have been Italian.
That one Russian guy who didn't order the nukes to launch and didn't start World War III when their sensors wrongly reported incoming missiles. If he was like, actually I got a note telling me it was from the future and the sensors are going to malfunction, so don't launch the nukes, I would be more inclined to believe him than just about anything else.
The real mindfuck with time travel is considering if our current timeline is actually the best of all possible worlds.
The U.S. purchase of Alaska from Russia. The purchase price in 1867 was $7.2 million, or about $125 million adjusted. It was at a cost of 35 cents an acre, or today about $5 an acre, which is absolutely obscene. $5 an acre for nearly worthless land is a steal. It was thought there was nothing of value, to the point that it was called Seward's Folly after Secretary of State William Seward. Turns out it's some of the most resource-rich land in the world, and it would have been nearly impossible to figure that out in 1867.
The novel Futility, the book written by Morgan Robertson in 1898, described an unsinkable ship called the Titan that hits an iceberg and sank. 14 years later, the Titanic sank.
Hitler surviving the assassination attempt with the bomb. Actually, just Hitler surviving. He should have died so many times, and didn't. Somebody knew something we didn't.
The fact both of the pistols Andrew Jackson's would-be assassin used failed to fire. Upon further inspection, there was nothing wrong with either pistol.
Some random soldier just happening upon a cigar with General Lee's battle plans around it in the Civil War.
2 kings of France died from hitting their head on a door frame. If you ask me, it was done by the same time-traveling assassin.
The death of Attila, a Hun, is so surprisingly anticlimactic that a timer traveler could have gotten him. On a smaller note, maybe the Somerton Man was a time traveler.
I'd wager that the sudden emergence of disco in the 70s was entirely orchestrated by a time-traveling dance enthusiast. A time-traveling disco diva, that's the kind of history lesson I'd sign up for.
The Titanic was sunk due to all the time travelers visiting it.
2020 was clearly a bungled time heist, where the plucky protagonists of a black comedy kept going back and trying to fix their previous mistakes. Murder hornets.
Remove.